A class action lawsuit has been filed against YouTube sensation MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, and Amazon, alleging serious misconduct and abusive practices in their highly anticipated reality competition show, Beast Games. The lawsuit was officially filed on September 16, 2024, in the Los Angeles Superior Court and represents 5 unnamed contestants who claim to have suffered severe mistreatment, sexual harassment, and unsafe working conditions during their time on the show. Beast Games, produced for Prime Video and touted as the world's largest live game show, boasts a remarkable $100 million budget and features over 1,000 contestants competing for a grand prize of $5 million. Despite the show's high profile and extravagant promises, the plaintiffs allege that their experience was far from the exciting and rewarding competition they had anticipated. According to the lawsuit, the production company, along with Amazon and MrBeast's production firm Off One's Base LLC, failed to adhere to basic labor standards and legal obligations, resulting in a series of distressing and harmful conditions for participants. The complaint details a variety of grievances, including the failure to pay minimum wages and overtime. The plaintiffs allege that they were not provided with proper meal breaks or rest periods, and that their basic needs for medical care, food, and sleep were consistently ignored. The lawsuit also claims that the working conditions were not only inadequate but also dangerous, with contestants being exposed to hazardous situations as part of their participation in the competition. Several contestants reportedly ended up hospitalized, and others experienced both physical and psychological trauma as a result of the alleged mistreatment. The lawsuit further accuses the production of creating a hostile work environment, particularly for female contestants. The plaintiffs assert that they were subjected to sexual harassment and degrading treatment, which was exacerbated by the lack of proper safeguards and support. Specific allegations include that the production staff failed to prevent or address instances of harassment and created conditions that inflicted emotional and physical distress. One of the more controversial elements of the lawsuit is the claim that the show's production involved a problematic "How to Succeed in MrBeast Production" employee handbook. According to the complaint, this handbook contained inappropriate guidance, such as encouraging the empowerment of male contestants at the expense of professionalism and respect. The plaintiffs argue that this type of guidance contributed to a broader culture of disrespect and exploitation. The lawsuit seeks to establish class action status to represent all affected contestants and demands compensation for unpaid wages, expenses, and punitive damages for the distress and suffering caused. The plaintiffs' attorneys argue that despite the contestants' awareness of the competition's challenging nature, they did not anticipate the extreme and unacceptable conditions they endured. The complaint describes how the promises made by the production were not met, and how the contestants were treated with gross disregard for their well-being. In statements made by the plaintiffs, one unnamed contestant, referred to as Contestant 5, expressed deep disillusionment. She revealed that, while she had initially been a fan of MrBeast and found his content uplifting during the COVID-19 pandemic, her experience on the show was profoundly disappointing and dehumanizing. She described the working environment as hostile and degrading, particularly for female participants, and criticized the show for failing to provide the respect and treatment that should be expected. Robert Pafundi of Pafundi Law Firm, the lead attorney representing the plaintiffs, emphasized the gravity of the allegations. He described the situation as a significant breach of legal and ethical responsibilities, highlighting that the neglect, degradation, harassment, and inhumane conditions described in the lawsuit are clear examples of a massive dereliction of duty. According to Pafundi, the plaintiffs' experiences underscore a serious violation of their rights as employees under California law, and accountability is necessary for the harm they have suffered. Amazon and MrBeast's representatives have yet to comment on the lawsuit. The release date for Beast Games on Prime Video has not been announced, but the show has been marketed as the largest live game show ever produced, with the highest single prize in television and streaming history. As the legal proceedings unfold, the case will likely continue to attract significant attention given the high-profile nature of the defendants and the serious nature of the allegations.